I think for once we actually see some direction for the Charlotte Hornets future that looks somewhat bright. It's not going to be this year that they're going to make the playoffs and end that drought. The East is way too competitive in that middle tier, and they're still going to be missing LaMelo Ball for a little bit. But between Ball, Mark Williams, and Brandon Miller, this team does have a bright future. So what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? We are going to be rebuilding the current day Charlotte Hornets, and finally, it took 2K 2 months, but start today is finally updated. Shame on 2K for still taking that long, though. But for the Charlotte Hornets, LaMelo Ball, though, low-key has had some injury concerns throughout his career so far. He played 51 games in his rookie season in a 72-game season, was pretty much healthy throughout the 2022 season. This is when they got knocked out in the play-in tournament. Last year, only played in 36 games, and he's going to miss a significant amount of time this year. Terry Rozier, though, has been absolutely balling this year, and I love that Start Today's updated because I can show you guys his actual stats because he has been killing it for Charlotte this year. He's shooting 37 from 3, averaging 23 and 7, and he could be a premier trade asset if we decide to sell at the deadline. Brandon Miller has been a good 3-point shooter as a rookie, still just 21 years old. We haven't really seen Nick Smith at all this year, but I'm excited to play him a little bit more throughout the rest of the season. The jury's out on James Bouknight. I don't think he's even playing too much for us. Gordon Hayward is an expiring contract. He'll leave at the end of the year. We could look to move him at the deadline. Miles Bridges, pains me to say, but he's been good this year. I do not plan on re-signing him, though. Obviously, for obvious reasons, I'm not the biggest Miles Bridges fan. So I think I may look to trade him at the deadline, and I think that's something that could potentially happen in real life. I just don't know if a team wants like that bad of PR to go out and make that move. That may not be a needle mover. PJ Washington was having a good start. He's kind of fizzled off a little bit. Not the greatest. And then we got Mark Williams, who I think is the future center for this team. And I also like Nick Richards as the future backup 5. I think they're pretty much the 1 and 2 answers there at that center position as my 2K just keeps crashing. I'm going to be so pissed if Start Today just doesn't allow you to actually simulate games and it just crashes every time. And we do have injuries on and we're going to hop into some games today. But yeah, I do think this team has a very bright future. Like I said, LaMelo Ball is going to be out for a little bit more time. We're pretty much relatively healthy. Outside of that, there's been some injuries to some of these guys this year. We do have our first round pick, so I'm excited to hopefully get another top 10 pick on this team. So LaMelo Ball is back. Let's go. So I think until the deadline, I'm going to send Nick Smith Jr. down to the G League just so we can develop a little bit more down there until I free up some minutes in the rotation. Because like I said, I do plan on potentially moving. I think I'm definitely going to move Miles Bridges. And I think there's a 50-50 chance I move Terry Rozier because he could just be part of our future as just a great 6-man option down the line. And if he's going to be out towards the trade deadline or past it, I can't even move him anyway. He breaks his left wrist. So yeah, we are currently, another injury. Here's Cody Martin out 2 to 4 weeks. But yeah, we are 8 and 22. I think we're looking more towards next year, hopefully being the first time this team makes the playoffs in a while because I don't think it's happening this year. All right, so we're here on the day of the trade deadline. And of course, this team is just rattling off a bunch of wins now that we are fully healthy, making me think that, all right, maybe we'll be in the play-in tournament this year, but I'm still not going to overreact to this. I mean, we've had some really nice wins. Like, we beat the Lakers by 4 earlier in the week, and then we just beat the Toronto Raptors by 15. I mean, LaMelo Ball is our franchise guy. He could win an MVP in this video, but I don't know, man. We've had some really impressive wins. Like, we beat the Minnesota Timberwolves by 53 points. Huh? How is that possible? I mean, Mark Williams is having an insane year for us right now. I think I'm still going to stay the course. I don't really need to move Gordon Hayward because I'm off of that money at the end of the year. I'm going to move Miles Bridges, though. And we are going to send him to the Miami Heat. Maybe the Heat culture can fix him. And we are going to be acquiring Cody Martin's brother, Caleb Martin, so that is pretty cool. Caleb Martin is a free agent at the end of the year. I'm not sure if he's going to come back. Hey, I don't even know if Cody Martin's going to be on this team next year. But we're also getting Miami's unprotected first-round pick in 2028. It's a rare in-division trade, but I think it's something we needed to get done. All right, this is an interesting idea. So we're the Charlotte Hornets. We're not a big free agency destination. Right now, I do not have the power forward for the future. I don't think PJ Washington is that guy. And I'm not opposed to maybe making Brandon Miller a stretch four eventually later in his career. But right now, it wouldn't be the worst idea to go out and get John Collins because he's a good offensive piece, I think, next to Mark Williams, who maybe is more of a defensive-minded center. But the thing is, I have to pay him $26 million next year and the year after that. That's a lot to justify when I think I can get maybe another score-first power forward in free agency. So I think I'm going to turn this trade down. And this is what the rotation is going to look like for the remaining part of the season. We're going to go LaMelo, Miller, Hayward, Washington, Mark Williams, with Rozier as a sixth man, but playing 33 minutes a night, second most on the team, with Nick Richards, the Martin brothers, and we got Nick Smith Jr. off the bench. That's what it's going to look like. We are 3 stars under Steve Clifford, pace and space. I have no idea if he's going to be back next year. We could also look to kind of move on from him as a head coach. I mean, $5 million for Gordon Hayward is not bad, but we'll see. I mean, he could be a good mentor to this team, so we'll figure out what we want to do going forward, and I'll see you guys at the end of year number 1. All right, so LaMelo Ball is going to be out for the next 1 to 2 months. Man, he has definitely been somewhat injury-prone throughout his career, and we are finishing up the season with a 33-49 record, pretty much where I would expect the Charlotte Hornets to finish this year. You have some Southwest Division teams getting some major player awards, and Luka Doncic MVP, Wembanyama Rookie of the Year. Russ went 6th Man of the Year. Shout out to Brody. We got Wembanyama Depoy in year 1. That's insane. Şengün Most Improved, definitely deserved there. And Joe Mazzulla Coach of the Year. So you got Luka, Jokic, Giannis, Trey, and SGA on first team. Second team, you got Lillard, Booker, Wembanyama, LeBron, Embiid. Third team, you have Şengün, Halliburton, Tatum, Curry, and Bam. Defensive first team, shout out to Mitchell Robinson making it. Yeah, I don't think we're getting any Charlotte Hornets besides Brandon Miller on all-rookie first team, which I will definitely take. And I think he's going to be moved to the small forward position next year, for sure. And that 33-win Hornets team was 13th in the Eastern Conference, pretty much where I will see them finishing in the East this year. 2 games better than the Wizards and 9 games better than the Pistons. We finished with the 5th worst record in the NBA because you had the Rockets, that's surprising, and the Spurs behind us in the West. So just to kind of go over some report cards from this year, LaMelo Ball still the franchise player going forward. He played in 61 games. Hopefully we see that go up to maybe north of 70 next year. You have Terry Rozier, who was great. I'll listen to trade offers for him in the offseason, but I'm not really in a rush to move him. Mark Williams, franchise center, we're good there. Brandon Miller, franchise 2, 3, or 4, we're good there. I'm not opposed to bringing back Gordon Hayward, but I think if it's not for like the minimum, probably won't do that. PJ Washington, we could also look to explore trade offers with, but I don't know if anybody wants to pay him $15+ million next year. Caleb Martin is a free agent. We'll see if we want to bring him back because I don't even know if I'm going to keep Cody Martin. He may have some trade value as well. I like Nick Richards as the backup center, and I'd like to find some more minutes for Nick Smith Jr. next year for sure. You have Jokic, Western Conference Finals MVP, and Maxey, who averaged 47 and 5.5 as your Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Good Lord, Embiid versus Jokic in the finals, and I guess Maxey ends up being the best player in that series. Finals MVP. There goes LeBron. There goes Ish Smith on the Charlotte Hornets. He does retire. Steve Clifford does not retire. I'm still indifferent if I'm going to bring him back as my head coach going into 2025. But this is going to be a pretty big moment for us, the 2024 draft lottery. Right now, we're projected the 5th overall pick. We're going to be able to keep that. That protection is still going to go to us. All right, I think we may have moved up. I'm not too sure, though. That said it was supposed to be us, but I think we're good. I think we're going to be moving up a little bit. We were, what, projected pick 5? I doubt we stay at 5. I didn't even think that was possible. So, boom, we have moved up into the top 4. This is so huge. Are we going to get the 4th pick? I'll take moving up 1 spot. Oh my God. Your Charlotte Hornets are in the top 3. This is getting me excited. This is getting me excited. Come on, give me number 2. Give me number 2. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. We get a top 2 pick, which means we're guaranteed a Nikola Topic, an Alexander Sarr, or Ron Holland. We end up with pick 2, which is good with me. We have the most lottery picks since 2017 with 7. Oh my God, that's every year. That's how long our playoff drought is. It's been since basically the Ninja Turtle Man against the Heat when Dwayne Wade was still on that team. And speaking of the Heat, they end up getting the number 1 pick. So I guess Miles Bridges didn't help them out too much. I think this team does need to go in a new direction. He's got 3 years left on his deal. All right, maybe I'll give the benefit of the doubt, Steve Clifford. I'll give you 1 more year. I'll give you 1 more year. If it's no playoffs next year, even if there's a major injury to LaMelo Ball, you're gone. All right, so taking a look here at the mock drafts, we are projected to maybe take Ron Holland at number 2 or Alexander Sarr. Wow, it looks like Stephon Castle may be the number 1 overall pick, which makes this a little bit interesting for me because then I get my choice of Holland or Alexander Sarr. And oh my goodness, the Heat have traded the number 1 overall pick for who? For who? Who else? What? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, a fleece job. Did Chicago extend DeRozan and Lonzo Ball? I know DeRozan's an unrestricted free agent. LaMelo Ball as a player option. What is Miami doing? What a start of the rebuild, and they take Alexander Sarr. All right, well, I guess that makes my decision a whole lot easier. We are going to end up taking Ron Holland out of the G League Ignite. He is going to maybe be our long-term power forward answer. He's 6'8", because him and Miller could kind of be similar on the perimeter together, but I'm very excited about those 2 players playing together. So yeah, I think this is a no-brainer for me to take Ron Holland with the 2nd overall pick out of the G League Ignite. Wow, I can't believe the number 1 overall pick was traded. And for Lonzo Ball and DeMar DeRozan, what are we doing? And the Knicks, I think, just traded Jalen Brunson. Come on. So we have a super late pick here in the 2nd round. I'm going to take Terrence Shannon out of Illinois. Yeah, wow. That is a phenomenal trade, though, for Chicago. So we are going to sign Terrence Shannon to probably a 2-way, and then we're going to sign Ron Holland, obviously, Oh, we have too many two-way guys. All right, so we'll just sign them normally. Team player options. Caleb Martin had a player option. Should have probably checked that. That's fine. $7.1 million. JT Thor, we are going to move on from. I know he's played a little bit of time this year. Former second-round pick. I liked him a lot coming out of Auburn. 37th overall. I mean, whenever they've been drafted to Charlotte, did not work out. That is the same draft where they ended up with James Bouknight. Sheesh. And Kai Jones. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's sign Mark Williams back. Paul George is a free agent. D'Lo, Anunoby. Anunoby would be a nice fit. I just don't think we have the money to pay him. I do want to bring back Amar Bailey. Maybe we should bring back Leaky Black as well. Shout out UNC. So just going into free agency, let's look at the team. We have LaMelo. We have Rozier. I'm going to move Brandon Miller to a small forward and then make his backup position. I think I still may... Yeah, I'm going to make it a shooting guard rather than a power forward. So at shooting guard, we are kind of wide open right now. James Bouknight, I don't think is going to play. I'm thinking about releasing him or trading him. So small forward, we're definitely fine. Power forward, we can make it work. But are we going to get better, though? I don't know. I mean, guys are going to progress. We added Ron Holland. Do we have money to throw at OG Anunoby? We do not. We only have like $4 million in cap space. Damn, and that's with Gordon Hayward's contract expiring. But we don't really have any major free agents next year. Like, we still have Holland and Miller and Mark Williams under the team options, at least for one more offseason after this year. And the best I could probably do is just kind of sending him in a salary dump. But we kind of need solid players off the bench. So I'm going to keep Rozier for one more year. We could use a decent amount of our mid-level exception on like a Bruce Brown, which isn't the worst idea. Give Bruce Brown a long-term deal. Do I want to do that? 3 years for Bruce Brown. We'll give him 12.4 per year with the team option on them last year. All right, let's see if Bruce Brown takes that. And he's going to accept that. All right, so we are going to renounce the rights on everybody. And I don't actually want to... Well, never mind. I was going to... That was a trade exception for Miles Bridges. Whatever, though. Let's bring in Bruce Brown. I kind of like that pickup for us. We are Charlotte. We're not a big free agency destination. Honestly, just the memes and shits and gigs. Let's bring back Kemba Walker. He's coming back over from Italy, where he's not played good this year in Euroball, so his career is definitely done in the NBA, but he's arguably the best player in Hornets history. So we see some regression to Bruce Brown. Interesting. And Terry Rozier. We see Cody Martin's inside scoring go down, but we see some nice progression from Nick Smith Jr., who I still want to play a ton. I just don't think if I wanted to make the playoffs this year, I could start him. I don't think he's ready for that yet, and I don't also want to start Rozier either, because I think him and LaMelo in the backcourt definitely leaves a lot to be desired defensively. All right, so this is going to be the rotation for year 2. LaMelo, Bruce Brown, Brandon Miller, PJ Washington, and Mark Williams. We're going to have Terry Rozier, Ron Holland, Nick Richards, Caleb Martin, and Nick Smith Jr. off the bench. Nick Smith only playing 5 minutes. It is a shame, I know, but it's going to be hard to give minutes elsewhere. I'm excited what Ron Holland could do in his rookie year, because he could definitely start for us after the midway mark. We have a phenomenal Game 1 overtime win of the season against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Brandon Miller drops 44 in his sophomore debut. LaMelo Ball has 17 assists. Mark Williams 27 and 16. All right, well, I hope we didn't peak in Game 1 of this season, because that is amazing. Not a terrible defensive game here against the Grizzlies, but not a great offensive matchup. And we have a tough schedule, but we just beat the Celtics by 14. Hell yeah. All right, so the Hornets are off to a good start this year. We're 18 and 10. We just need 15 more wins to get what we already had last year. All right. We're actually doing very well. We're 21 and 10 right now. This is what I'm talking about. Just 12 more wins to match our 2024 win total. Ron Holland, our number 2 overall pick, breaks his right hand. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. I didn't even mention that we've had number 2 overall picks for 2 straight seasons. That is a shame. He's actually had a pretty good rookie year at just 19 years old. So this is going to mean a much larger role for Nick Smith going forward. We'll see how we can do. We're 0-2 since Ron Holland got hurt. There we go. We held the Thunder under 100 points. That's a phenomenal performance. And we get Ron Holland back as we are 23 and 14. And PJ Washington has been fine this year, but we are going to make the switch in the rotation, and we are going to end up starting Ron Holland. He will get 24 minutes a night. He's going to be the starting power forward. We are 23 and 14 here right now. We have our leading scorer of LaMelo Ball. Brandon Miller is taking that year 2 jump. I would like the 3-point percentage to be a little bit better, but you know what? I will take that. He's also giving me 5 rebounds, 3 assists tonight, a steal and a half. Mark Williams is a dominant center right now at 23 years old. Rozier, just not a consistent 3-point shooter, which is a shame. There's Ron Holland, who we kind of went over. Bruce Brown, not as good of a shooter as I would have liked, but obviously he's giving us at least something on the defensive side of the ball, an area that we desperately needed to upgrade. In terms of the Eastern Conference, we are the 8th best offensive team, and we are the 4th best defensive team, which is nice to see. Shout out Steve Clifford. And I'm itching to make it to the playoffs, and I don't want to make any super risky deals, but I would not be opposed to trying to be a buyer at the deadline. And I may need to be a buyer quicker than I thought. Mark Williams tears his right tricep. He's out for the next 2 to 4 months. That is our second best player. Ah, that sucks. All right, so we are to see a much larger role than Nick Richards, who I think will be fine. He's a good backup center, but he's not as good as Mark Williams, but that does stink. And we may need to rely on PJ Washington being the backup center. In a corresponding move, we are going to waive James... I was going to waive James Bouknight, but we may need that $6 million at the deadline. So, I'm sorry, Kemba, but I'm going to release you. That's a great way to treat a franchise legend. It does seem like something the Hornets would do, though. So, I'm going to make a corresponding move, signing a center. I think we're going to bring in Mo Bamba. He's probably our best system fit. No, he wouldn't even take the minimum. Really? What about Bol Bol? He wants $8 million a year. Get out of here. Drew Eubanks? All right, we can maybe get him for the minimum. All right, whatever. So who's it going to be? Who wants to sign with the Charlotte Hornets? Thomas Bryant, is it you? Nope. Cody Zeller, a Hornets legend. I guess we're signing him. Because in case like Nick Richards or PJ Washington gets hurt, I need him. Bruce Brown, strained left MCL, but he can play through it. And we could have 30 wins at the deadline, which would be massive. Can we beat the Bucks at home? Yes, we can. By 6 points. Massive win. LaMelo Ball, 31 points. Is he in the MVP conversation? He is. He's number 5 right now. This has been a huge season for LaMelo Ball. Brandon Miller has also taken that next step. Rozier has been better as a 3-point shooter since I last showed you guys. We're still going to be without Mark Williams for at least a month and a half. I think Holland has been fine, but I don't want to ask him to do too much in his rookie year. I don't want to rely too much on him. So let's take a look on who is on the trade block. As Bam Adebayo is on the trade block. Well, you shouldn't have done that LaMelo Ball deal. I would love to get Bam, but I don't think we're going to have the assets. Trae Young is on the trade block. Whoa, that's crazy. They are like top of the Eastern Conference. He's in the MVP conversation. Interesting. I don't have the assets, nor does LaMelo and Trae Young in a backcourt together. Makes sense. The Grizzlies are shopping Jason Tatum. Yeah, me too. Marcus Smart could be a nice defensive addition, but I think I'm looking for more of a big man that's on the block that's somewhat acquirable and that isn't going to cost me too much. Don't really want Draymond Green. Yusuf Nurkic and Andre Drummond are on the trade block. These Suns are 33-19. They could be looking to shed some cap. So not a lot of big men on the block, but we could call up Phoenix. I'm not opposed to getting Yusuf Nurkic. He's making $18 million this year and next year. He isn't very good, though. Andre Drummond, a little bit more affordable. Would they be interested in a Caleb Martin for Andre Drummond swap? I feel like this is pretty fair. We have a decent amount of wings. They could look for another wing on this team because like Nasir Little, maybe is their starting small forward at the moment. I don't think we would have to throw in any draft capital. So let's see if they would do this one-on-one. They say no. They want Terrence Shannon. You'll give me Damian Lee. I'm not opposed to giving up Terrence Shannon. So let's do this trade with the Phoenix Suns. Nick Smith Jr. is not having a great year too. I don't know if I'm going to remove him for the rotation, but I may actually have to. So we are going to get Andre Drummond in there, who's going to play a decent amount of minutes. I don't know if I want to start Drummond or do I want to keep starting Nick Richards? I think I may start Drummond. I feel like that's just a veteran presence to give us kind of the edge there. So we're just going to go 24 minutes a night to them. You know, we're going to make it... No, we'll do 28 to Drummond, 24 to Richards. I want to keep starting Holland, and I'm going to give probably 3 more minutes. Oh, wait. How is Rozier in the lineup? No, let's get Bruce Brown back in there. For some reason, just in my reserve. So let's do that. We'll give him 30 minutes a night. And then, yeah, let's just... I don't know. Steve Clifford's just messing up my rotations right now. This is what it's going to look like going forward. We have plenty of big men off the bench. I think that's going to be our buying type move. We acquire Andre Drummond. We move on. Expiring free agent Caleb Martin. I don't think that this team is going to win it all this year, but if we could be somewhat respectable, I would be okay with that. And the goal right now is to be a non-play-in tournament playoff team, in which we have about a 6-game lead over the 7-seeded Magic. So we'd have to have a collapse. Hopefully that's not the case, and hopefully we can get Mark Williams back by the end of February, maybe middle of March. All right, Steve Clifford is definitely going to be our coach next year. We are going to finish the season possibly with 50 wins. That is looking like it's going to be the case. What a jump from year 1 to year 2 for this Hornets team as we just hit 50 wins on April 1st. Hell yeah. And Luka Doncic wins another MVP in this video. Alexander Sarr, the #1 overall pick, is your rookie of the year. Was not efficient whatsoever, but he beats out Ron Holland to get the award. Jaden Hardy, 6th man of the year in Dallas, so they've taken home 2 awards already. Wemby, Depoy, Brandon Miller, most improved. I hate that. I don't think sophomores should ever win the award, especially somebody that was the 2nd overall pick. But hey, I will take that. Devin Booker, Clutch Player of the Year, and JB Bickerstaff, Coach of the Year. I'm surprised. I'm sure Cavs fans are probably surprised about that. Boom. LaMelo Ball, All-NBA first team. Josh Giddey, All-NBA third team. Yeah, okay. No way he's topping 15 in terms of best players in the NBA, of course. Ron Holland is on All-Rookie first team. That's what I'm talking about. And we finished the year as the 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. And we're rewarded with playing Boston in round 1. So this is the Scary Terry Revenge series, I guess. They still have the same starting 5. Their bench, though, is abysmal, so they really can't afford any injuries here in round 1. Here were the end of the season stats with LaMelo Ball leading the way. Brandon Miller, north of 20 points per game. Then it's Rozier. Mark Williams, who's now fully healthy. And also, I want to give a shout out to LaMelo Ball, saying he was injury prone, plays in all 82 games. Gotta respect that. And I'm excited about Boston here in round 1. This is definitely going to be a tough test for us. I think we're going to probably go with no Andre Drummond. That's what I did for the remaining part of the year. He gave us some good, solid minutes in the absence of Mark Williams. But I still want to let Nick Richards play a decent amount. He's going to get like 15 minutes a night. We're going to go 20 to PJ, 30 to Terry Rozier. Probably do 34 Mark Will, 30 Ron Holland, 35 Brandon Miller, 28 Bruce Brown, 38 LaMelo Ball. Game 1 against Boston, we ended up losing by 18 at home. Okay. Maybe we don't have a tough or a good enough matchup to guard KP as they end up beating us by 3. And we're down 2-0. All right, game number 3 is the Charlotte Hornets winning by 24 on the road. Okay. Maybe every road team is just going to win in this playoff series. I guess that's the case. We blow them out by 37. 37. Ron Holland playing very well in his first career playoff series. Same with Brandon Miller. And same with the LaMelo Ball. This is basically everybody's first playoff series. I'd assume besides Terry Rozier, because he did them in Boston. Bruce Brown, because he played in Denver. And then I guess... no, that's probably it. Game 5 rubber match here. It's in Charlotte, but hey, we end the road team only winning streak as LaMelo drops 51 in game number 5. Brandon Miller with 30. Bruce Brown with 24. That's what I'm freaking talking about, man. Let's win game 6 in advance. Oh my God. Let's freaking go. Brandon Miller with 36. He's killing it. And this dude is just 22 years old. We're taking on the Detroit Pistons in round 2 as we are going to be without PJ Washington for maybe the start of the series. And I don't even know who I want to give those minutes to, so I guess it's probably going to be Andre Drummond. We're taking on Detroit, who's got Cade, Ivy, Asor, Stewart, and Duran. It's crazy that this team is one of the worst teams in the league with this like starting 5 in real life. But hey, they are now the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. Game 1, we do end up losing by 14. Cade had 31 points in 31 minutes. Okay. Game number 2. Goes to the Charlotte Hornets. We end up winning by 21 points. Mark Williams with a mean 25 and 11. Game number 3, we get PJ Washington back, who is going to lead us to a L in game number 3. We lost by 19. All right. I mean, we weren't going to win them all. Game number 4, we win. Let's go. We end up winning by 1. Brandon Miller with 32. LaMelo with 16 and 8. Double-double for Mark Williams. Can we win in 5? Yes, we can. We end up winning by 5 in game 5, but not in 5. Definitely confused y'all there. Game number 6. Huge game here. Can we go to the conference finals in year number 2? Boom! Let's freaking go. We win by 7. Brandon Miller drops 28. This dude is an absolute tank for us. I mean, LaMelo Ball has also been great in the playoffs. We definitely have our toughest test yet, going up against Cleveland, who is currently 2K's golden child, basically after year 1 in the simulation. But we win game 1 by 4. Oh my goodness. Maybe 2K loves Charlotte. Game number 2, we lose by 17. Game number 3, we ended up losing. Oh, don't make me lose 4 in a row. Don't make me lose 4 in a row. That may be the case. All right, you're really going to tease me, 2K? You're going to make me think I could win this series and then make me lose 4 in a row? Nope, we're staying alive. We have a huge game 6 here, which is in Charlotte, and we're off to an incredible first half start. Are they going to blow a 3-1 lead? I mean, that is a possibility. Just kidding. We really choked that third and fourth quarter. And we're going to lose this series. We ended up losing by, I think, 10 points. Shea and Mobley, conference finals MVPs. We lost by 11. Ron Holland had 32. I mean, him and Miller could be special next year. He did struggle overall in the playoffs. Brandon Miller had 22 points. LaMelo had 14 assists, but he did not shoot the ball well. All right, I think we're going to get the bench better. The Cavs beat the Thunder. Mitchell is your finals MVP. I'm still very excited about this team's future. I mean, I did not expect to make it to the conference finals in year 2, but here we are. So we did have our guard guru retire. We may be cooked. We will not be getting our first round pick this year because it was lottery protected, so that is going to go to San Antonio, which that pick has been all over the place. That was the Kai Jones pick that went to the Knicks. Then the Knicks used that to acquire Cam Reddish from the Hawks. Then the Hawks used that pick in the DeJounte Murray trade. So that's why the Spurs are getting it at 27. The Thunder, make it to the finals and still get the #1 overall pick via Utah. So yeah, we are not going to fire Steve Clifford. He's going to be our head coach going forward. So this is an auto-generated 2025 draft. Simon Howard, a shooting guard out of USF. Wow, #1 overall pick. I mean, he looks very good. Shout out Tampa. Ayrton Andrade out of Brazil. 7-foot center goes #2. Him and Wemby in the front court together. That could be pretty nasty. Heat at #3. You could have had Reed Hollins with Alexander Sarr. That would have been nice. We don't pick till 58 in this draft, and we are going to take... Who did I like here? I think I like J.J. Bayless. Yeah, this power forward out of ASU. So good old Tempe guy. So yeah, we're pretty much like we're quiet in this draft. We're going to sign J.J. Bayless, maybe the son of Gerard Bayless. Not Gerard Bayless. Gerald Bayless. All right, so team player options, we're picking it up on all 3 of these guys. Pretty much all no-brainers there. James Bouknight, we are not extending the qualifying offer to. And this team doesn't have any cap space for free agency. We do have some expiring contracts we could look to move. Terry Rozier, PJ Washington, Bruce Brown, Cody Martin. All of these guys are expiring. All right, and we are going to make this trade with the Milwaukee Bucks. We are giving them PJ Washington and Bryce McGowan, who really hasn't played at all for us in this video. And we're getting Rui Hachimura. I think it's a little bit of an upgrade for us over PJ Washington. And we're getting a second rounder in this deal. We do have to take on, I think, $1 million more in this trade, but we're getting a second round pick, so we're basically buying a second rounder. And the Bucks agreed to that. So I don't think I was going to move my expiring deals and then try to sign somebody in free agency. I think like we have a good chance to still be one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference next year. And we can have a max slot available in the 2026 free agency because Rozier is going to be up, Hachimura, Martin. The only thing we would have to worry about is paying Mark Williams, but we could delay that or basically, yeah, till after moratorium and sign somebody. So I think I'm only going to try to get like 1-year deals. We could sign like a Markelle Fultz. I'm looking for more of a true power forward here. I mean, we're not going to be able to afford Jalen Johnson. Jonathan Isaac, probably not good enough offensively. Ooh, the Nuggets non-tendered Peyton Watson. That's interesting. I think that could be a no-brainer. And if he only wants $5.5 million, how do I want to go about this? I think I'm okay giving him a multi-year deal. I think we're going to just do this. It's 5 years for him to try to turn his career around. We're going to re-announce the rates on Bouknight, Zeller, and Damian Lee. Hell yeah, let's do that. We do need a 3rd string center in case somebody goes down, so we're going to sign Drew Eubanks to basically a 1-year veteran center deal, basically 3rd string center, and he signs with Philly, so never mind. So we're going to give that deal to basically Xavier Tillman, who's, like I said, going to be the 3rd string center if he does sign, and he does. So we're pretty much good going forward with this team. We're running most of the squad back, but we ended up making a notable move this offseason, moving on from PJ Washington, getting Rui Hachimura, and we signed Peyton Watson. Donovan Mitchell signs with the Orlando Magic. Okay, so the Cavs get worse, but the Magic are going to be a scary team with, I don't know if they're going to keep Franz. Franz is an unrestricted free agent, so yeah, they may lose Franz now. All right, so here at Player Progression, Brandon Miller has been progressing pretty positively, so we'll take that. He's up to an 87 overall. Ron Howland progressing across the board. LaMelo Ball's physicals go down from a B- to C+. Interesting. Hachimura, Brown, Richards all see some type of regression, but nothing too crazy. I forgot we do have Andre Drummond coming back. Well, that's on me for not even checking that. So now we have 4 centers. Hey, we could look to maybe move one at the deadline, or if somebody goes down, like a point guard, we could leverage trading one for a point guard. Nick Smith Jr., this is probably his last go at things if I think he's going to be in the future plans. If not, he could get traded. All right, so Nick Smith Jr. is actually going to start the year out of the rotation, and it's going to be LaMelo, Brown, Miller, Howland, Mark Will, with Rozier, Hachimura, Richards, and Peyton Watson off the bench. Like I said, we can have the ultimate amount of cap space at the end of the season if we did want to kind of build up our reputation. Maybe we go to another conference finals, and then we can maybe convince somebody to sign with Charlotte and play with LaMelo Ball. Maybe we have Bryce Young at that GM or free agency meeting, but that's probably not a great idea. I don't think we want David Tepper there either. Maybe we can get MJ, even though we sold the team, to come down to that meeting as well. Could we maybe do something in the mid-season tournament? In-season tournament. Doesn't look like that. I'm just trying to think who Charlotte is bringing to this meeting. Maybe they got to even call up like Roy Williams and Coach K and bring them down. Peyton Watson is going to be out for the next month with a wrist injury, so we're going to see Nick Smith basically take his minutes as the last guy off the bench. And in Peyton Watson's absence, Nick Smith wasn't great, man. It's a shame, but he may be cooked now as part of our future plans. All right, so we're here at the 2026 trade deadline. We're currently 29-21, which puts us as the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. We were the 4th seed last year during the trade deadline as well. We're the 5th best offensive team in the East, and in terms of defense, also the 5th best defensive team, and you guessed it, 5th best in point differential. So I'm wondering if I do want to maybe change this team up too much. I don't think I want to take on any salary past this season. I feel like we have the consistent 1, 2, and 3 in LaMelo, Miller, and Holland. Mark Williams is the perfect center. He's going to get paid a ton of money by me. He's not leaving. Rozier, His efficiency is kind of not like falling off a cliff, but it isn't great. Bruce Brown has been, I think, a little bit more playable this year. Hashimura, Nick Smith obviously wasn't very good. So I don't think I'm going to make a big move at this deadline. Rozier, like how much does he want? $8 million to come back. Richards wants 4. Yeah, you know what? I would lock him up for 2 just to be the backup center after this season. So like we're still going to have a decent amount of cap space this offseason because we have Holland and Miller coming back on the team options. Basically, that's locked into stone. I'm probably going to decline Bruce Brown's deal. We have Watson and Richards coming back, and that's it. Nick Smith, I may accept it, then trade him, but there's a chance he's not even back next year. I should have did this earlier in the year, but I'm going to send JJ Bayless to the Greensboro Swarm. I mean, we could see who's on the trade block if there's anybody that would make sense, but it's really tough to make the in-season blockbuster move, but that's maybe how we want to acquire, like, not like another star, but a bigger name. I mean, like, Herb Jones is interesting, but they're 31-20. That wouldn't really make a lot of sense because Charlotte's still not a top free agency destination. Terry Rozier is basically one of the biggest free agents they've ever signed, and Gordon Hayward as well, and they had to, like, overpay for these guys, and maybe they only signed players from Boston. So, hey, if Jaylen Brown's a free agent this year and they're 19-32, we could go after him, but I did get him in the Jazz rebuild. I don't think I would want him on this team, and I don't really think he makes sense with Holland and Miller, and if I wanted to trade for him, I'd have to give one of them up. Now, Jason Tatum, I would take. Kristaps Porzingis, I would also take. That's an interesting idea. Tower Hero, I'm also intrigued about for sure. All right, let me see if we went to like Kristaps, what it would cost, because he's 5 years. He's had a 5-year extension. Oh, that's such an overpay. We'd move him back to the 4 and have him and Williams in the front court. So, oh my God, yeah, like this may have to be an offseason trade as much as I would love Derek White, who I can also trade for. I mean, it would have to be Hashimura, Bruce Brown, we get their money-wise. Multiple first-round picks and Nick Smith. I'm intrigued, actually. But you know what? I think it's going to be more of an off-season deal. So let's just go past the deadline and see if this team can go back to the conference finals. And Luka Doncic wins 3 straight MVP. Simon Howard, Rookie of the Year. He was that shooting guard top overall pick out of USF. Stephon Castle, 6th Man of the Year in Detroit. Wemby Depoy, Castle Most Improved. So for the 2nd straight year, it goes to a sophomore because Brandon Miller got it last year. And Monty Williams, Coach of the Year. LaMelo Ball, All-NBA first team. And that is all we got. We finished the season as the 6th seed. So we're still in kind of the same seeding matchup. But this time, we're the 6th seed instead of the 3 seed. We're taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. So this would be pretty much a massive upset if we're able to beat them. I wonder how Mark Williams is going to go up against Joel Embiid, and they've also signed Jalen Green to pair him up with Maxey in that backcourt. Definitely the better team, I think, is Philadelphia. I also don't think I can make Rozier my 6th man anymore. I think he's going to get like 15 minutes a night. I think we're going to go probably like 20 to Hashimura. I would like to play Mark Williams a ton, Ron Holland a ton, Brandon Miller a ton. We're going to do 40 to LaMelo Ball, and we're going to do 28 to Bruce Brown. All right, 4-star pace and space. Can we pull off the upset? Game 1 goes to Philadelphia by 12 points. Embiid dominated. Holland played well. LaMelo had a triple-double. Brandon Miller did not shoot the ball well whatsoever. Game number 2. Don't lose this. Oh, LaMelo's got shin splints. Great. And we go down 2-0. All right, this may be a first-round exit. This may be a first-round exit as we are down 3-0. I mean, I didn't really improve this team too much. I just thought the progression would be good enough. I added Peyton Watson and Rui Hashimura, but clearly that didn't mean too much. We win at least game 4, so we're not going to get swept. Is it going to be a gentleman's sweep? And it's not. We stay alive. We end up winning by 25 points. Can we win game number 6 and force a game 7? Please, please, let's go. Oh my God, we win by 31. LaMelo had a 37-point triple-double. All right, game 7, and we're going to be without Nick Richards. He has a fractured eye socket. Good Lord. So we're going to go to Andre Drummond for that last, or the backup center spot. Here we go, game 7. Oh God, Drummond trying to guard Embiid. That's not going to be good whatsoever. Can we win this game? It's on the road in Philadelphia, but they are currently up by double digits. We come back there in the 2nd quarter. Boom, we have a lead in the 3rd. This is good. This is good. This is really good. What was the... Oh my God. Then they just destroy us. All right, we're down by 5. Can we come back? Oh my God, we're up by 4. Oh my God, we're up by 10. Up by 3. I'm scared. Oh my God, we're up by 1. Let's hop in. All right, 2 minutes to go. LaMelo's got 36 and 13. I don't want Drummond out there, but he... Oh God, okay. Mark Williams, I think, fouled out. Holland's got a double-double. Oh my God, this is not the matchup we want. All right, LaMelo guarding Maxey. We got Bruce Brown out there. Brandon Miller's got 21 and 8. Can you get on Terrence Mann? Or that's Trey Mann. He misses it. Oh my God, get the board. Let's go. Ron Holland gets the board. That was kind of risky to Bruce Brown. I see you, Brandon Miller. Are you gonna have Maxey on you? Oh my god, you have Maxey on you. Please, Drummond, help me out with the spacing, please. Brandon Miller, don't miss that. Let's go. We have a 3-point lead. Drummond just did not want to give me the optimal spacing there, but I'll take it. All right, I guess I got no other option. I think no, Holland didn't foul out. So yeah, we're gonna go Holland there at the 4. I think this is what we're going to roll with. Oh, great. Andre Drummond guarding Embiid. Drummond rocking 52. Does not look good on him at all. All right, 90 seconds left of Melo. Can you stay in front of Maxey? Okay, they got me in the air. Oh, they're going to run the pick and roll with him and Embiid. Drummond, great help defense. Why need look to Embiid? All right, we're going to try to get Brandon Miller on the elbow here. Nice screen. Oh, no, okay. Oh, we got him in the air. No, what is this for spacing? Bruce Brown, 3. No, Bruce Brown misses it. That was actually a good look. All right, Maxey with the ball at the top. We have been playing good defense so far. Oh, no, just no 3. No 3. Please don't do this to me, Maxey. He misses it. Oh, my God, LaMelo's up. That was so risky, but LaMelo's cherry picking and he yams it. What an outlook pass by Andre Drummond. And the Sixers are in trouble of blowing a 3-1 lead. All right, they're running the pick and roll. That's all they've been doing with Maxey and Embiid. Oh, Maxey gets to the rim. Drummond with the contest. Yes. Oh, my God. Oh, okay. Luckily, they had a foul to give, so we're not going to get Drummond free throws. But Maxey kind of sold there. Misses that 3. Missed Embiid plenty of times open. And he's not even going to get a foul on LaMelo quickly, so we're able to waste a little bit of time. LaMelo just needs to knock down 1 free throw. Oh, well, it's still a 5-point game. He can make this a 6-point game. If he made it a 7, that would have been it, but they're still alive. They do need a 3 here pretty desperately. I mean, okay, they're going to waste a little bit of time and then call timeout. All right, we got Miller guarding Miller here on the inbound. They kick it to Maxey. They actually would have gotten a good look, but Maxey settles for the 2. What is he doing? Maxey is not making good decisions here in Game 7. Maybe he's nervous. We're going to get LaMelo back to the line. They have 0 timeouts left. I swear Maxey actually had a good look from 3, and he just opted to go for the long 2. So LaMelo is going to go 2 for 2 from the line. Up by 6. Oh, no. Oh, no. That actually would have been a good look. And they go for the oop. Oh, my God. Jalen Green does not make a good decision. I mean, Embiid, I'm not going to foul. Keep going for the 2, and then you're literally just going to be playing catch-up. LaMelo Ball just stat padding with these free throws at this point. He's got 42, 5, and 13. Make that 43. It's funny. They're down by 6. They're going to go down by 4, down by 6, down by 4. You need a 3-pointer. Nobody wants to take it. Bobby Clipman takes it. He hits it. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I kind of want to miss both these free throws to make this interesting. No. So as long as LaMelo hits 1, we're going to win. First free throw from LaMelo is good, and that should be game as long as we don't foul on their 3-point attempt. He goes 2 for 2, ends up with 45 points, and that is the game, folks. So, these 76ers blow a 3-1 lead. Embiid missed, well, he hit that. Wow. All right, well, that score is going to look a little bit better now for them. So, we're going to be taking on division rival, the Atlanta Hawks, who beat our other division, I guess, opponent. I don't know if they're all rivals at all, but nobody really feels like they have a rivalry with Charlotte. But, yeah, no Donovan Mitchell and Paolo Banchero advance. It's going to be Atlanta with Trey, Murray, Hunter, Obi Toppin, Onyeka Okongwu, a couple guys from the 2020 draft class. I feel like we could beat them. Game 1, though, they win by 10. Let's not count out Trey Young. Game number 2 goes to Charlotte. We end up winning by 6. I'm going to knock on wood, but we've been pretty lucky in the playoffs in terms of injuries. Like, we had that PJ Washington injury last year. We win by 1 here in Game 3. Can we go up 3 games to 1? Boom. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. Rozier, 17 points in 15 minutes. Gets the job done. Drummond had like 8 and 10 in 15 minutes or whatever, and we advance in 5. So, they win Game 1. We win 4 unanswered, and we are back in the conference finals to take on the 8-seeded Pacers. Oh, man. LaMelo versus Halliburton. They got OG Anunoby. They also have Alperen Şengün. All right, here we go. Pacers, Hornets. Can we go to the finals? We are the higher seed as we beat them by 3 in overtime. Yeah, we got very lucky taking on a 7th and 8th seed here in this playoff run. Imagine we were the 3 seed and we took on the 6, 7, and 8 seeds. That would be a Mickey Mouse fraudulent run if I've ever seen one. But we beat them in Game 2 by 27. Brandon Miller with 30 points. We were 2 games away from making it to the finals. Boom. 3-0. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Philly, for blowing a 3-1 lead because we are in the finals. We are in the finals. Brandon Miller with 44, and we're going to be taking on the OKC Thunder. Brandon Miller dominated the Pacers. All right, game number 1 against OKC. I'm nervous. They're definitely the best team we have faced so far. Yeah, I'm nervous. They have Tobias Harris starting. Oh my God, we win game 1. Oh, 167-135. Hell yeah. Game number 2, we lost. All right, I was riding a high there. I was like, are we going to dominate the Thunder? We don't go down 2-1. We scored 9 points in the first quarter and we still won. This is a special team. Game 4. Please win this. Damn it. They tie it up. I don't feel good, man. The Thunder always own me in the simulation. Game 5, we win. All right. Are they really about to break my heart? Are we going to blow a 3-2 lead or are we going to win at home? Game 6 of the 2026 NBA Finals. Please don't do this. Oh my God, we're up by 18. Do not blow an 18-point lead. We're up by 25. Charlotte, don't do this. Don't blow this. Don't blow this. Come on. Come on. Come on. We're up by 36. I don't need no max free agency spot because we're going to win it all in 2026. Mark Williams, 18 and 16. Brandon Miller, man, really broke out in year 3. No way Shea gets that in. He was triple contested. LaMelo with 23, 4, and 5. Oh, he crosses up Shea. Step back 3. If he hits this, I'm going to lose my mind. Oh my God, that would have been sick. Shea, post fade. That was pretty nice. All right, LaMelo, ultimate cherry picker. Let's see. Can he get inside the paint? Spin move. Up. Oh, I was trying to go for the up and under. Brandon Miller, elbow jumper. Is it a cheat code? Is it a cheat code? Nope, pass that down. Oh my God, it is a cheat code right there. Passing it down to Ron Holland, cutting to the rim. And we ended up winning 140 to 103. We won by 37 points. LaMelo Ball is your finals MVP. I want to do one more year though. I want to see what I could do with this cap space in free agency. Can I go back to back? Steve Clifford does not retire. Good, good, good. Chris Paul heads to the Hall of Fame. Draft lottery, we aren't going to have any random pick in the lottery. We do own our first round pick, but it's at 30. Steve Clifford, you're definitely our head coach going forward. All right, so we have Peyton Watson. We have Nick Richards. Shout out to Peyton Watson. Nick Richards and LaMelo Ball under contract. With the 30th pick, I'm going to take Casey Jamison, a power forward out of ASU. We just have those ASU scout connections after getting Bayless last year. And then the second round, we're going to get Marty Berry out of New Mexico, man. We just got that southwest part of the country locked down. And then maybe Marty Berry is going to recruit Pascal Siakam here. I'm just kidding. And the Thunder land another #1 overall pick. Shooting guard here, Melvin Bowman out of Ohio State. We are going to sign both of them here. Team player options, Brandon Miller, Ron Holland. Welcome back. Nick Smith, and maybe a welcome back in trade. Bayless, I'll bring back. Bruce Brown, we're going to decline it, but we could look to bring him back. I just wonder, like, we just won it all. We were in the Eastern Conference Finals year before. We have an incredible young core. Charlotte is a decently sized city. I don't think it's a big market. I was actually kind of surprised. I went to Charlotte in December last year. Saw a Steelers-Panthers game. I was kind of surprised how quiet the city actually was. Maybe because there's no, like, college or big name school, like, right there. And you got to go to, like, Chapel Hill for UNC, Durham for Duke, and, like, Columbia, South Carolina is still a couple hours away. Rui Hashimura wants $11 million. I mean, I could be interested to bringing back everybody. Obviously, we're going to bring back Mark Williams. But is there... Kyrie would be sick on this team. Jalen Suggs would also be a good fit because I'm looking for that shooting guard. I mean, Shaedon Sharp's restricted. I don't even think I want Kyrie. Jeremy Sohan's listed as a point guard, which is too good. I mean, Mikal Bridges would be a sick fit. I mean, it's not like the best free agency class in the world. I think I'm going to look to get Jalen Suggs as a Charlotte Hornet. He fits our timeline. He's a good defender. Doesn't need to be a #1 scorer. We're going to renounce the rights on basically everybody but Bruce Brown and Mark Williams. And we're going to ink Mark Williams back on a 4-year deal worth $88 million, $22 million a year for him. Steal Bruce Brown. We locked him up on a 3-year deal to come back. I'm not going to make any trades now, but we do have Nick Smith Jr. and that Miami Heat 2028 first round pick in our back pocket if we want to make a move at the deadline. Is Luka. Whoa, coast to Minnesota. De'Aaron Fox goes to Dallas. Kyrie basically trades places with De'Aaron Fox. Okay. And we see some notable progression. I'm really excited about Jalen Suggs being on this team. All right, so I don't think Jamison is going to play. I think Nick Smith Jr. could definitely get like those 9th man minutes for now. We do have to be kind of cautious in case an injury does occur, but this is pretty much how the team is going to look. I think Peyton Watson, I don't think it's going to be the 6th man. I think it will be Bruce Brown. I'd like to go 33 minutes to Williams, Holland, 35 to Brandon Miller. Let's go 31 to Suggs. Let's go 37 of LaMelo Ball. We got 4 more minutes to play with. I'll give those to Nick Smith and Nick Richards. Shout out to the Knicks. Not the New York ones, the Smith Juniors and the Nick Richards of the world, as we are going to try to defend our title in the final season here in year number 4. All right, so we are here at the 2027 trade deadline with a 36-14 record. We are the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, a half a game better than the Toronto Raptors, who don't look like they improved too much, but they're just kind of a wagon this year. Detroit is right there as the 3 seed, and you have Philly as the 4 seed. Then you have OKC and Minnesota with Luka Doncic and Anthony Edwards over there in the Western Conference. San Antonio with Jalen Brunson and Vucevic, obviously with Wemby are the 3 seed. And just take a look at our scoring throughout the season. We have 3 20-point per game scorers. What a jump for Brandon Miller. LaMelo is averaging a double-double, and Ron Holland is averaging 21 points a night efficiently. Hell yeah, man. Look at that efficiency on Brandon Miller. He's a 91 overall. We've developed him perfectly. Same with Mark Williams, in my opinion. There's Jalen Suggs, who is, I think, like the ultimate 3D guy for us. He's averaging 1.7 steals a night. And I think Nick Smith has also been much better, obviously, this year. Clearly, look at that efficiency jump. He's been a nice combo guard for us off the bench, and he's definitely saved his career here in Charlotte. So I think with the emergence of him, we've had to kind of dip into like the Miles McBride, JD Davison parts of the team. Just as a backup guard, I had to like sign those guys just because we did see an injury to Nick Smith earlier in the year. But you know what? I don't think I'm going to make any trades. I think I want to roll with this team and see if we can win another title to cap off this video. New team, it doesn't matter. Luka Doncic wins his 4th straight MVP, and he's won it every single year in this video. Christian Park was the 40th pick in the draft, one rookie of the year. Pretty cool. Carlton Carrington, that's the Pittsburgh prospect right now. I'm actually excited. I'm doing a deep dive on him soon, and I'm very excited because I've been hearing a lot of good things. I just haven't watched too much Pitt basketball this year, but I know he's going to be a pretty decently rated and just graded first-round prospect for this upcoming draft. We do get LaMelo Ball on All-NBA first team. We do get Ron Holland on All-NBA third team. Hell yeah. No Brandon Miller, though, sadly, and we don't complete like the trifecta there, but we do get Ron Holland on all defensive second team. What a beast. And we finish off the season as the 1 seed. We're going up against the Hawks, who added Paolo Banchero, stays in the division. I don't think he would get along with DeJounte Murray. I know there's some beef between them from them both being in Seattle, and you guys saw like, I don't know if it's like the Pro-Am or the pickup games a couple off seasons ago. Seems kind of good though. They got Mathurin. Oh, they have Desmond Bane, but they no longer have Trae Young. Unless he's hurt. No, they just don't have him anymore. So we ended up the season with 56 wins. We beat out the Sixers by 1 game. Miller, LaMelo, and Holland all finished north of 20 points per game. Richards does have an injury, but he's able to play through it. I hated on LaMelo for being injury prone, and then he finishes off this basically the video with 3 straight 82 game played seasons. I'm glad he proved me wrong, man, because this team or this future of this squad would have went completely different like direction if he was injury prone. We beat the Hawks in game 1. Are we going to be able to beat them? Don't have a championship hangover. Oh my goodness, we almost blew a 3-1 lead. 2K really wants to do this to me. They're going to stress me out. All right. I mean, it could have gone a lot worse. Round number 2, we're taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have Casey Wallace at the 2. They no longer have Donovan Mitchell, but they do have J-Dub. Can we beat them and go to the conference finals for the 3rd straight year, please? No. We get gentlemen swept. Damn, what happened? Game 1, we lost by 4. That's unfortunate. Game 2, man, Mobley went off against us. We lost by 13. Game 3, we lost by 3. Oh, wow. A lot of close games here. We won by 6 in game 4, and then lost by 3 in game 5. Damn. So we lost by 4 in game 1, 3 in game 3, and then we lost by 3 in game 5. All of those could have gone a different way. You have the Raptors, Cavs in the ECF, Thunder, Timberwolves in the WCF, and you have the Thunder and Raptors in the finals, and the Raptors win in 6, with Scotty Barnes being your finals MVP. Some interesting finals MVPs in this video. Maxey, Mitchell, LaMelo Ball, and Scotty Barnes. Either way, I hope you guys did enjoy the Charlotte Hornets rebuild. We had 2 Eastern Conference Finals appearances in year 2 and year 3, and we won it all last year. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate you dropping a thumbs up and let me know in the comments which team we should rebuild next. If you're not subscribed already, make sure to subscribe for more NBA content throughout the new year. I love you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.